There is this ongoing awareness of the fact that we are not separate in consciousness itself. And that is a deep form of coherence that is very related to presence, but it's not just my presence. It's the presence that it actually underlies everything. That an awareness of our being in one process together
exactly.
is a form of coherence that holds these other forms in a way that maximizes the potential for something new and creative to arise.
In fact, I would say this is the key to emergent dialogue. It's the recognition that what we do together is its own animal. It's its own life form. Our conversation, our dialogue is its own life form. And we have to be aware to see it emerging between us, see its needs, see its potential, and be part of it. And to the degree that we have really our awareness, our sense open for this living reality that is us, but us as a whole, and has its own agenda that's different from my agenda. It has its own living reality. To the degree that we are aware of this living space becomes self-aware through us. And in that, a creative space opens up between us that is allowing to have a co-creative intelligence, that is a collective intelligence, that is fed through our intelligence and comes together by everyone being present, being alert to this emergence of the field between us. That's why we call it sometimes field consciousness or process consciousness. And a big part, I think, to really dive into emergence dialogue is the capacity to start to sense and deepen your capacity to sense this collective field that is us on a higher level.
I like that you speak about it as a living thing, and because it's that. I think that's part of where the humility comes in, because here we are, we're very sophisticated human beings. We're living in the world. We're living complicated, complex lives. We're doing a lot, and to realize that between us there is another life form or another intelligence form that is possible. That we need to put aside our usual preoccupations often, in order to be able to kind of clear the space in ourselves, to be able to help it grow, to bring it alive, to find out what through us and through our intelligence, our experience, and who we are, it can this co-intelligence can thrive. And it when you were speaking before about being in a conversation where you have something that you think is extraordinary to say, and then someone else takes it in a different way, it's equally, or I find it often very uncanny when you have something that pops into your mind, or you just sort of get it from somewhere, and then the person, then someone else says the exact same thing that you were thinking. And it's like, and that happens, that kind of serendipity, that kind of synchronicity starts happening in the group, that is a sign of this deeper coherence, a sign that there is, I don't mean a sign like, the eagle crosses the sun and that means something, but it's a way of, I think a coherent way of interpreting that is that it's, we may not even be fully aware of it, but there is a co-intelligence that is working with us, or that we are open to, and it is productive.
And if I may go to the third facet of our introduction, there is another form of death for this living reality between us. and this form of death is called conformity. Because if we don't find coherence, that we don't find a life form as a whole. But if this whole is basically just conformity, we don't give to this life form our individual contribution. This whole really comes alive when it's held as a whole, but with our very different contribution that also hold creative friction. And the beauty of it is there's something that could be the rise of conflict and fight.
Separation.
And separation, particular separation, in fact, can be held in the whole as creative friction. Because then, and that's very interesting, I find it always very interesting, contrary to what one expects, these sweet spots where really you don't know, is this now going into separation or can we hold together? Because I really have no idea what you're talking about and I really disagree. When we have this strength, and it's a soul strength, to stay together and not denying the difference, not kind of, oh, I completely agree with you, it's so beautiful what you're saying.
That's conformity.
That's conformity. But I really disagree with what you're saying. But staying together, that in both holding the difference, in the wholeness, this friction turns into creative solutions and creative breakthroughs that are quite often the most beautiful and most powerful breakthroughs, particular because they have to be new, because they have to hold two different parts that seemingly don't go together. But in the capacity to hold it together, a third option opens up. Not always, but quite often.